Hi, welcome on to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is the aftermath. Well, fantastic victory for Arsenal on Saturday against Watford. Really was important. We went into the game, Manchester United had just won, Manchester City had just won, Chelsea had won. It was very, very important. Chelsea, they're not even near us at the moment. But, you know what I'm saying? It was very, very important to maintain that winning mentality. And I thought it was a great performance. When they talk about a game of two halves, that was it. First half from Arsenal, not very good. Watford, they closed us down. They harried us. They were more up to the pace than us. Looks like a lot of our players were looking a little bit jaded following, their long exertions around the world in the international break. But when it got into the second half, I don't know what Arsene Wenger said to them at half-time, but they came out with a different attitude, a different energy, and more than matched the work rate coming from Watford, which was very dynamic. And then once they got that first goal, Alexis Sanchez, it looked like they could score at will after that. So the class kind of, came through in the end. I thought Santi Cazorla in that midfield, I thought was absolutely brilliant. Sometimes you don't really see these things when you watch it on TV, but he just sat there in the middle of the park. He was just controlling it, moving it around. He'd get the ball in tight corners. They couldn't get it off him. He was just excellent. Ozil in the second half. First half weren't great, but second half, assists again, and, really, really played well. And what can I say about Alexis Sanchez? This guy is just a gem. It's just a pleasure at the moment to have such a world-class player in your team. And world-class players just turn up game after game. And that's what he does. And he's such an important player to us right now. And, it's just, I feel proud at the moment. I'm starting to feel like when we had Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp, Van Persie, when we had these guys in the team, I was proud that we've got this sort of talent playing for us, because you could see that they were on another level at that time. And that's how I feel with Alexis Sanchez. He's just such an awesome player. Even after the games, from Watford fans that I spoke to, they were just in awe. They were like, you know what, this guy, Alexis Sanchez, what a player. I pay my money to go and watch him. That's what they were saying, So really, really good and important victory from Arsenal. The thing is, can we carry it through now to that big game against Bayern Munich? I mean, that is going to be really tough. Bayern Munich unbeaten this season, almost like the Invincibles in their league at the moment. And is it that they don't have the opposition that we've got over here in the Premier League, why they've been able to start on this winning run? Or is it just that they're an awesome team? And for me, it's a bit of both. Maybe not have the opposition that they're going to have to face week in, week out in the Premier League and the German Bundesliga, although there are very good teams there, don't get me wrong. But Bayern Munich are an exceptional team, and we're going to have to play really, really well. I remember last time we played Bayern Munich at home, we got off to an absolutely flyer, and we got a penalty. If we would have had that penalty, as Mesut Ozil would have scored it, he missed it. I think we would have went on to win that game. Then, of course, Szczesny stupidly got sent off. I think now we've got a better balanced team. We've got a better goalkeeper. I really think that if we go with our full strength team against Bayern Munich, we can give Bayern trouble. We can get a victory in that game, which again would put us back into contention in the Champions League. It's a must win tomorrow, because it's going to be very difficult to go to Bayern and get a victory. So if we could pull that off, what would that do for the confidence of Arsenal Football Club? It would be amazing. Let's see what you guys had to say about the weekend, and also about our chances of turning over Bayern in the Champions League. Merez Laszlo says, first half was Chelsea, second half was entertainment. Hope that we can beat Bayern Munich. He says, come on, you Gunners. I like that one. Akpong S says, Sanchez is on fire. Ozil proving the doubters wrong and putting in a lot of effort, and Cazorla was always pulling the strings. Quality is spot on there. Killer says, Ozil is GOAT. We can beat Bayern, but I don't think our star players should play, as we keep getting knocked out, as we're only going to get knocked out later. Focus on the Premier League. There's a lot of fans I was chatting to on Saturday, he was saying that, you know what, they're like, I'm not bothered if we get knocked out. I just want to focus on the Premier League. Listen, I think that we need to go into that game with the attitude that we want to win. Yes, we do I understand, I hear it about focusing on the Premier League, but listen, we want to do well in the Champions League as well. Anything can happen. Remember the year that Chelsea won it? They weren't performing that great. They weren't the best team in it, but they went through and won it. Let's give it a go. If we get knocked out, we get knocked out, but I really want us to do well, if possible, in these remaining 4 games. Let's bounce back. Marino says, a lot of positives to take out from the game. Sanchez was brilliant. Ozil pulling the strings. We can beat Bayern if we're up for it. Sean Hussey says, let's attack Bayern from the start. They probably have not been taken on yet, so let's bring them outside of their comfort zone, which is very, very true. Seba Rivers says, great victory in the end. Alexis and Ozil on fire again and must never leave the club. I agree with him there. Ramsey looked great, but still not a winger. Tokopilani Flair, I hope I pronounced that right. Tokopilan Flair says, Watford is a type of game we must win if we want to become champions. And we caused Bayern trouble with Sonogo up front, so why not? That's very true. Very true. And now we've got better players. Callum Rankin says, good win after a good second half. And as for Bayern Munich game, I'm not bothered about the result. See, there's another one. Callum's not bothered about the result. I am. I want to win that game. Chris says, good to see that we didn't play too well and we still got the points. Whether we have the legs or form for Bayern, only time will tell. And Michael Schaefer says, the squad is good enough and it's good enough form to beat Bayern Munich. It will all be down to mentality, whether or not we will win. And again, I think Michael's spot on there. But I want us to, come on, Arsenal. Let's try and carry that through. Let's try and get a result against Bayern, because if we was to beat Bayern, and then we have 3 games left after that, if we could get like 6 out of those last 3, we could go through. Anything can happen. I mean, I hear fans on it that, what's the point? We're not going to win it. When you look at our team, I wouldn't say that, our squad's equipped to win the Champions League at the moment. And I understand that fans are saying, let's concentrate on something that we can win. But any competition we're in, we need to go for it. And that's why I want Arsenal to go for it full pelt. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you thought of Watford's performance. And also, the pressing question for me, can we beat Bayern Munich? Can we do it? That's what I want to know. And just before I go, just to address something, right? Some malicious rubbish been flying around the weekend about Arsenal Fan TV charging fans to do interviews, sing songs. What a load of rubbish. Arsenal Fan TV never have, never will charge fans for doing interviews. We will interview any fan. Feel free. Come and see us tomorrow. Tell us what you thought of the game, as in every game, whether we go home and away. Arsenal Fan TV is here for the fans. And I must admit, it's a bit, when you see stuff like this, it does get you a bit depressed after you've spent 6-7 hours after the Watford game editing videos and stuff like that. But I suppose, listen, goes with the territory. When you sign up to this social media thing, it kind of goes with the territory. So, people can say things sometimes, but, we know the truth. We know that we buy all our own tickets, pay for our travel, for these people who say that it's all sorted out for us, try telling that to my missus, that it's all sorted out. But listen, I know one thing. I love Arsenal Football Club, and I just want us to do so well this season. We've got a chance of winning this Premier League. I really feel it this year. I'm starting to feel that if we can keep players injury-free, and just keep that consistency going, we've got a chance, because we're as good as Man City. We showed last week that we can beat Manchester United. Other teams in and around us, none of them are better than us. We've got the players, right? I still think we should have added a couple, but we've got the players. if we can just get that consistency going, at the end of the season, we could be having a party of all parties. And that's just what I want to see. I just want to see that Premier League come back to Arsenal Football Club. And at the moment, we're on the right track. Just let's hope the boys keep it going. Thanks for watching Arsenal Fan TV.
Lauren made an incredible clearance when Deeney squared it to Igalo where it tapping. So yeah, we roll a lot. They're saying on BBC Three Counties Radio that it could have been a penalty. We don't know, but we played to the whistle and we benefited because so many times we've stopped and we've been punished.